What's up everybody? Shane here, and I want to show you guys my $25 Goro deck. When I first moved to Omaha, Nebraska, I wanted to show people that you could win with like a budget deck, just a cheap deck full of commons and uncommons and stuff like that. So I built what I call a $25 Goro deck, and people around here know it as the $25 Goro deck. And right now it might not be $25, it might be less, it might be more, but whatever. This is a budget deck that I built, and it's really good. I played in 2 local tournaments with it, and I won both tournaments. And then I sold the deck to Zacharu, who at the time he was a newer player, and he won the next tournament with it. So this is a cheap deck, and I want to show you guys what it's composed of, and just kind of how strong it is. So let's get right into it. All right, so your character is Goro. This guy's busted. He has a 4 hand size, but he can pick his 4 cards from the discard pile that he wants. Like every turn, as long as you have a face-up foundation, you flip it and you get to pick up any 4 cards you want. So you can just pick up all attacks and just annihilate your opponent. So that's what we're going to get into. His face-down foundations count as 2, so it's easy to pass checks because you're a 4-hander. And then he can mill the top 4 cards of his deck to get +4 damage. So this guy's very beginner-friendly, and you can just show them this deck like, hey, listen, this is a cheap deck. You can build it and you'll have a lot of success with it. So moving on to the attacks and actually how you annihilate your opponent. The mainstay attack is 4 Shokan Grab. This is the centerpiece of the deck. This is a throw, and whenever you block a throw, you still take half damage routed up. So like this throw gets +1 damage for every 5 difficulty or more attack in your discard pile. So every attack in this deck is a 5 difficulty. So you can easily get this to like 17 damage. They block and they take 9. So like Goro puts the opponent on a clock. Like eventually you're just gonna put a bunch of throws in your hand, and then the opponent is just gonna have to take damage nonstop. So yeah, Shokan Grab, throw, big damage. So then in addition to this, to help complement them, we have Oicho Throws. This is an E-Honda attack from Street Fighter. This is just like a generic throw. It has safe, which means that the opponent can't reversal it, so you can't be punished for playing this. And then randomly you can get like +3 to 4 damage off of this because you remove the top card of your deck and you get plus damage equal to the block modifier. So this can be like an 11 damage throw, and then like because you get 4 from Goro and then like 2 to 4 or whatever with this. So like this is another throw that just grinds them out really fast. So in addition to that, we have 2 more throws. We're gonna round it off with 2 Death Valley Faceplant. So this card, if it deals less than its printed damage, you gain 2 life, and then your opponent commits a card in their staging area. So if you can make this deal 4 damage, you can get the effect. Otherwise, it's just like a 5 damage throw that's you know, it's just gonna get him closer to death. There is a way to make this 8 damage. You can give this -1 damage with a card in the deck, but we'll get to that later. So that's 10 throws. Half of the attacks are throws. There are 20 attacks in the deck. The next attack is Disarm. This is a really good card. This is very important actually. So the enhanced, you get to flip one of your opponent's foundations and then you commit it. So this permanently turns off a foundation in their staging area. If they have a foundation that has a really good ability that they're going to rely on, you just play this and you flip it. And it's permanently face down unless the opponent has an ability that will unflip it. So this is really important. It has 2 speed, high zone for 8 damage because you're Goro, so it's just massive damage off the bat. So yeah, it's both a threatening attack and a piece of utility that you have. Then we have 3 Aether Legs. This is really good turn 3 or later. This card helps you build foundations. So you discard a momentum, which you're going to have because throws, they're going to deal damage, so you're going to get momentum. And then you can throw away a momentum to build foundations. So you take the top 2 cards of your deck and you put them in your staging area. They count as foundations. So with Goro, those face downs count as 2 foundations. So what this translates into is you discard a momentum to build 4 foundations because your face downs count as 2. No other character does that. No other character can discard a momentum and build 4 foundations like that. That are ready, so you can commit them to pass checks. So like you can easily pick this up along with 3 other throws, and then you play this, build 2 foundations, you just kill them with the throws. So Aether Leg is very important in the deck. Now we have a couple attacks to help round off the attack lineup. We have a Spine Sweep. This card kills assets in the opponent's staging area. So not every deck plays assets, but you do want this in the main deck just in case they build assets, because assets are more powerful versions of like foundations. They just can't be committed to pass checks. So this card can help destroy the assets and you just don't have to deal with them. So it's like a blowout for the opponent if they have 2 assets out. We have Scorpion Stab. This is a super good card. It's 6 speed for 8 damage because you're Goro. and you burn a life, and you burn the opponent for 1 life for each 5 difficulty attack in your card pool. So you can pick this up along with 3 throws. You throw, Scorpion Stab, and just kill them. So yeah, that card's really good. Then we have one Selling the Score. This can be massive damage. So if you have played at least one other 5 difficulty attack this turn, this gets plus 5 damage. So like with Goro, that's plus 9 damage, plus 14 damage, just like chilling. So yeah, you can just overflow them with like the low zones, you know, low, and this will just kill them. So yeah, that's 20 attacks, half of them are throws, so that's how you kill your opponent. Now let's talk about the foundations. Foundations are the most important part of a deck. Now you're Goro, you're a 4-hander. This means that you only see 4 cards a turn, so like if you go first or second, whatever, you're going to want to see defense because you're going to have to survive turn 2 aggro, turn 3 cleanup, things like that. So you want to put as much defense in your deck as possible. So check this out. We have 4 Shokan Prince. This is the staple foundation for Goro. This only works if your hand size is less than your opponent's. This, while it's ready in your staging area, gives every non-foundation card +1 to the difficulty to play it. So, and that's even your foundation, or your attacks as well. So let's say you have like 2 of these out, right? The opponent plays an attack. They play like Selling the Score or whatever. This is a 5 difficulty attack. With 2 of these out, this is 7 difficulty. So if your opponent checks a 3, instead of committing 2 like normal, they commit 4, which is insane. So like this makes it so that the opponent cannot continuously attack you without paying for it. So like they play this, it's on a 5, 6, 7. Then let's say they play this. This is a 5, 6, 7, 8 because it's progressive. Then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, they like can't keep attacking you while you have this up. They can only attack you like once or twice and just chip at you. Meanwhile, your Goro, you're picking up throws every turn. You're like grinding them away with it. So yeah, this is really good. Now, even though this affects your attacks as well, it doesn't matter because you're gonna have face down foundations because you've been Goroing and other stuff like that, and like a lot of your foundations flip in this deck as well. So you can easily just like pick up a throw, play your throw. It costs 7, so you check a 3, whatever. You just like commit 2 face downs to pass the check because your face downs count as 2. So like you win in this situation with the Shokan Princes. So yeah, this card's super strong. So yeah, that's the best defense in the deck is Shokan Prince. So let's move on to some other defense here. We have Energy Absorption. This is one of the new cards from the Yu Yu Hakusho set. This card is super good in Goro, dude. So you play this out. Once per turn, you discard the top 3 cards of your deck and you give an attack +2 or -2 damage. This can be used offensively as well as defensively, but the main thing is defense. So you play this out, turn 1 or whatever, it doesn't matter. Your opponent attacks you, you mill 3 cards off of your deck to give it -2 damage, and then the bomb ability, after you take damage from an unblocked attack, you gain a life. So they attack you, and like for each of these you have out, you mill 4 cards off of your deck. That's putting cards from your deck into your discard pile, which increases the amount of options that you get back with Goro. So like they attack you and you fill up your discard pile and you just pick up throws and kill them. Like this is really good. Super strong in the deck. Another foundation from Yu Yu Hakusho is Toughest Pumpkin Junior High. What a card. So before you take damage from an attack, you flip this and you reduce the damage you take by 3. So that basically increases your vitality, your health total, by 3. So if you build all 4 of these out, that's plus 12 health. That means you're 52 vitality. That's insane. So another cool thing is that you flip this and now becomes 2 foundations because your face downs count as 2. So you gain a foundation and take 3 less damage. That's insane. It's super good in the deck. So now another foundation. Stronger Than All. This is from the Battle for Power set. So you destroy this to return the attack to its printed damage, and then you give it -1 damage. There are many decks in the game that start with like a little 3 or 4 damage attack, and they increase the damage up so high, like a 3 damage attack can become like 11 damage. And when this is in your staging area, the opponent is gonna like hesitate to just put all their eggs in one basket with this, because like they can't pump their attack up super high, because then you just destroy this and just like reset all the hard work that they've done to make their attack like super strong. So this throws wrenches in the opponent's plans. Like they really don't want to pump their damage because you just destroy this and just put their attack back to printed damage. So this is super strong. Another thing, this has a destroy cost. So if you really want to, you can use Goro, pick this back up again, just play it again. So this card is really good in Goro. Moving on to some more defense. For Commander of Outworld's Armies. This works when you take 4 or more damage from an unblocked attack. You usually play out all the cards in your hand, and then you just like face tank damage, and then You know, you just hide behind a wall of defense and just pick up throwers and kill them. So this here, after you take four more damage from an unblocked attack, you flip one of your opponent's foundations. You get to target flip, which is kind of like the Disarm card that we showed earlier. Like, this is offensive, flip your opponent's stuff. This is defensive, flip your opponent's stuff. So you flip their foundation, and then you take 2 less damage from their next attack if they want to attack you again, because you're usually hiding behind a Shokan Prince wall. They don't want to hit you again. So yeah, Command of Outworld's army is really good defense. Now we're moving on to Captain's Discontent. This can be used both defensively and offensively. So after an attack is played with a keyword rating, like stun, multiple, powerful, EX, gauge, whatever, as long as it has a rating, it gets +2 or -2 damage. So offensively, you have 2 throws. You have, let's see here, you have the Oicho Throw with stun. This has stun 1. And then you have your Death Valley Faceplant that also has stun 1, so you can like flip this to give your attack +2 damage. But most of the time, you're probably going to flip this on the opponent's turn. When they play an attack with a keyword rating, you flip this and you take 2 less damage from the attack. So this is a versatile card. This is really good against gauge attacks. So like, let's say they have a gauge attack that's like 5 damage and it's gauge 4. Like, they have to, if you like, you flip this and give their gauge attack -2 damage, so now it's a 3 damage attack with gauge 4. And what gauge 4 means is that the attack needs to do at least 4 damage in order to search your deck or discard pile for a character and attach it. So like, you can make their gauge attack do less damage so that they either have to spend resources to pump the damage of their attack, or they just don't get their character. So like, Captain's Discontent is like super good against like the gauge decks and stuff like that. But it's just really good in general because it's more defense for the deck. So moving on, oh geez, one of Goro's best foundations, Voices in the Dark. This card is so good. So the #1 reason to play this card is because of the momentum hate. You get to flip this, and then you shuffle an opponent's momentum back into their deck. So it keeps them off of their power plays. Like, they can't do their explosive, like, powerful plays because you shuffle their momentum back in their deck. So that's really strong. But one of the best reasons to play this in Goro is the bottom ability. It's just flip a foundation, flip any foundation you want, and this attack gets -1 damage. So, for example, when you want to kill them, let's say like the game is dragged on a little bit and you have like 3 copies of Shokan Prince out, the opponent's probably not going to hit you, but like, you want to kill them, so you can pick up 4 throws. Let's just say you pick up like throw, and then like 2 more throws, like Oicho throws or something like that. You pick these up, right? You got a Voices down here. So yeah, you like attack them. You do all your stuff. So like, this costs 8 because because of the Shokan Princes. So let's say you check a 5, you probably commit a face down like a Shokan Prince to pass the check. Then you use Voices, you flip a foundation, then you give it -1 damage. So you flip your Shokan Prince so that the text is no longer there. That makes your attacks harder to play. So you can easily flip these and then gain foundations because your face downs counts too. So this is turning 1 foundation into 2, and then you're no longer affected by your Shokan Princes. So that's like super good. You can easily make it so that you have these up, the opponent can't kill you on your turn. Now you flip these, now you kill your opponent. So that's really good. Also, remember how we were talking about Death Valley Faceplant? How to make this 8 damage? So it's 5 damage, you use Goro, you mill 4, you make it 9 damage, you use this, flip a foundation, make it 8. Now when they block it, it deals 4, you gain 2 life, and you get to target commit one of their foundations. So that's another way to make this 8 damage. So yeah, Voices in the Dark, super strong card. One of Goro's best foundations. Moving on, ooh, Hell's Reach. This card is bustin' in Goro, dude. So this card here, this counts as 3 foundations in Goro. So this, you commit it to pass a check, its ability, you flip, you ready, now it's 2 foundations with Goro, because it's a face down. So like, you go 1, then you flip, 2, 3. This is like his best aggressive card. It's so good in Goro. 4 copies of Police Connections. Now, this is really important. So it says before a card would be flipped in your staging area, like due to your opponent's effect, you flip this card instead. Now, one of the ways to get around Shokan Prince, here it is, Shokan Prince here, is to flip it. Cards like Spiders and Dragons, you have like Spinning Pile Driver, you have like the Disarm card that we showed earlier, like this card here. Like this card says Shokan Prince says it can't be destroyed, but it can be flipped. So one of the ways the opponent can counter it is to flip it. Now, if you have Police Connections out and Shokan Prince, if they try to flip this, you just flip this card instead, and your Shokan Prince is saved. This card also has a 6 check, so like that actually does matter too. So yeah, Police Connections just helps protect your Shokan Prince. It's also spam to help you get like 3 or 4 foundations out on turn 1. Let's see here, what else do we have? Also, rounding out the deck, we have 3 more foundations. We have Castaway and Forgotten. This is like the only rare card in the deck, I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, Shokan Prince. Okay, besides Shokan Prince, this is like one of the only rare cards in the deck. So, the top ability, you flip, you discard a momentum, which you have because you play throws, and then after an attack is played, you seal it. So you seal the attack. So what sealing does is it takes all the abilities off of an attack. So this basically blanks their attack, and you don't have to worry about it. So it's another piece of defense that the opponent has to fight through. You have 1 copy of To Avenge a Loved One. You remove it from the game, and then if the speed or damage of your opponent's attack is above 6, you reduce the damage to 0. So like the opponent, again, they can't really go all in because you're just going to pop this and reduce their damage to 0. So like it's just super strong. It's just another defensive piece that they have to get around. Then you have a copy of Venomous, playable while committed. You destroy this to cancel a draw effect they have. So usually in order to beat Goro, they'll try like draw cards and stuff. You can just use this to stop them from drawing cards and just kind of limit their options. So yeah, that's the deck. If you want to make this deck not budget, like if you want to increase the power of the deck, I have some cards over here set aside. So one of the best cards for Goro is Pursuing a Vendetta. This card prevents your foundations from being destroyed. Like it helps you kind of like stop that. So Goro hates his foundations being destroyed, dude. He needs all of his foundations in his staging area because he's a four-hander. He can't build that much, and he just needs his foundations. So his worst enemy is like foundation removal, and this card can help stifle that. It can help bring back foundations and stuff. So it's also spam. It's a 1 difficulty. So like it's super good. This is a good card for Goro. You don't need it, but like not every deck destroys foundations, but this protects it. So like I feel like if you play Goro, then you play this card, but like you don't need it because not every deck destroys foundations. So this is one card that can increase the power of your deck. Refusing to Let Go. This is one of the more expensive control pieces. You just commit, return the attack to its permanent damage. So it's kind of like Stronger Than All. That card we showed earlier. We're Stronger Than All. Where you at? There you are. Stronger Than All. Busted. So this destroys to return to permanent damage. This just commits. So this is like a reusable version of this, but it just costs more. So like you don't need this, but like it's just, it can help the deck out. Let's see here. Attacks. As far as attacks goes, if you really want to kill them, Dark Chirito. This is a multiple 2 attack. So what multiple 2 does, let's say you have like 2 attacks, you just hit them with some throws, right? You got 2 momentum. You play this, you multiple 2, so you discard 2 momentum, and then you put them in your card pool as attacks of this card. So like this is a 4 mid or 4 low for 6. You give it +4 damage to Goro. So it's 4 speed low zone for 10. Then that resolves. This one comes up. You do the same thing. You mill 4 for Goro, 4 speed low zone for 10, and then 4 speed low zone for 10. This is 30 damage in 1 attack. So like this is really strong. So like if you wanted to sink more money into the deck, you can just get this. It's not bad. But if you play this, then you probably want to play Swallow Your Soul. What Swallow Your Soul does is if it deals 3 or more damage, you get to add the top card of your deck to your momentum. So like you give it 4 damage with Goro, so it's a 7 damage throw. So it's going to do like 4 damage, so you add the top card of your deck to your momentum. Then at the end of your turn, this will go to your momentum. Now you have 2 momentum for Dark Chirito on your next turn. So like if you play this, you probably play Swallow Your Soul, which is a 4 difficulty, which means you're probably not playing Shokan Grabs and Scorpion Stabs. You're probably playing other cards. So yeah, that's another card that you could play in the deck. Mayfa's Assault is pretty good. So you can play this off of Earth. This is an Earth deck. But the all enhance there means that your character needs to have the all symbol in order to use the enhance, which it does. You add the top card of your discard pile to your hand. So with Goro, whenever you mill 4, you actually get to choose the order. So let's say you have the top 4 cards of your deck. You use his enhance, you mill 4 cards. So like 1, 2, 3, 4. You get to choose the order of where they go. So like you mill 4, you put an attack on top. Then your next enhance, you use his ability, put it in your hand. So this is a really good card because you can mill an attack and just get another attack with Goro just to attack the opponent with. So that's another card that you could add to the deck if you want to spend more money on the deck. Big Cyclone's another like super defensive card. So when this is in your card pool, the opponent can't play abilities that increase the speed or damage of their attacks. So what I usually do, what I was doing at the World Championships with Goro, I would pick up like a throw or whatever. I was playing Swallow Your Soul Dark Chirito in Worlds. I'd pick up like these and like a Mayfa's or something. So like I'd hit this, get the momentum, I'd play Dark Chirito, and if they survive that, I just hold on to this so that when they attack me, I just block with this, and it kind of just shuts off their turn, because if the opponent's not pumping speed or damage, then they're probably not winning unless they're like a mill deck or something like that. So this is like, this kind of kills every deck. It is a 2-check, so you kind of have to be aware of that. But this is a good card to keep in your hand in case like you're not going to kill them. Like if you're playing the grind game with the Shokan Princes and just chip them away with throws, you usually pick up like 2 throws, this and like another block or something, and then you can just grind the opponent out, and they just kind of sit there and they can't really do much because you're just going to block with this, and then they can't do anything. So yeah, that's the deck. I don't know how much it costs. I'm going to go ahead and go on legendarywolfgames.com. Oh, by the way, this video is sponsored by legendarywolfgames.com. Get all of your UFS singles and other TCGs at legendarywolfgames.com. .com. So yeah, I'm going to go to legendarywolfgames.com. I'm going to price it all out, put it up on the screen. It'll probably be like, I don't know, $25 to $35. It's a super cheap deck and it's super effective. Like it's super fun to play too. So I just remember the day where I won 2 tournaments with it, and then I sold the deck to Zach, and then Zach Rue won the next tournament. So he was really new at the game too. I just like showed him how to play the deck. Like listen, I just told him everything that I told you guys, and then he won the next tournament with it. All right, I'm gonna do a little game of solitaire here just to kind of show you how the deck works. Let's see how this goes. I figured this would be a little more helpful to just show the flow of the deck. So we're gonna give us a couple shuffles here. And then, all right, we're good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and act like we're rolling dice. This is the opponent's roll. They rolled a 5. Our roll is a, box cards busted. So we're gonna go first. So how am I gonna do this here? So, all right, hold on. My hand's like through the tripod or whatever. Okay, cool. What a good hand. All right, so we go first, tap our character. We have safety 3, so there are no 2-checks in the deck. So passes, this will pass as well, and this is on a 3, that'll pass, so yep. So then their turn, they go. Now the review step's really important in this deck. So our turn, we review, we ready, then we draw. So we're gonna draw 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. What do we have in here? Ooh, we got some stuff. So let's go ahead and flip a foundation. We'll flip that, shuffle our hand back in our deck, and we're gonna pick up those 4 cards. So, go and shuffle this up. Let's pick these up. So now we're gonna play Deathfly Faceplant. It's on a 5. It's actually on a 6, sorry. So it's on a 6 with Shokan Prince. We checked a 5, so let's go ahead and commit 1 card. Let's just commit this, it's fine. So we're gonna Goro, we're gonna mill 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Give it +4 damage. Then they're enhanced, they do whatever. Our enhanced, we can now use this. We can mill 3 cards once per turn. 1, 2, 3, and this gets +2 damage. So this is an 11 damage throw. So they can like block it and take 6, which is fine. They've taken 6 damage. Now we build some more. Let's build this and let's build this. Boom, boom. Now we build that. This goes to our momentum. Now they can attack us, which is fine. So we have a Shokan Prince up, so their attacks are going to be like harder. So they can play like a 5 difficulty attack. It's a 6 difficulty. They can check a 5, whatever. Commit 1 foundation. Now on us, we have defense, so we use this. We mill 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. Busted, dude. Absolutely busted. Then we want to block it. Let's say we do block it, whatever. It's fine. It's a high attack. We'll block it. If they attack again, magically, that's fine. So we can do a couple things here. We can take damage from an unblocked attack, check a 4, gain a life. Then we can flip this to take 3 less damage. It's fine. So yeah, then they're probably going to pass their turn. Our turn begins. We draw 4 cards. 1, 2. This isn't supposed to be in the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have this, so let's go ahead and flip, yeah, let's kill them. Flip this Shokan Prince. These will shuffle. Now, they've taken, what, 6 damage? So we can actually do a lot here. So let's see. See our options. Shokan Grab, busted throw. Let's get an Oicho Throw. Let's get an Oicho Throw. And maybe we can get a bunch of stuff. Let's not, actually, let's just get this, whatever. If they have problematic foundations, then we just pick up the disarms, but it's fine. So we start with Aether Leg on a 5, 3, 4, 5, no problem. So then we mill 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we can discard momentum, build the top 2 cards for a deck, face down. We just built 4 foundations, busted. So get +4 damage. So 5 speed, highs 1 for 10. They can block it, whatever, it's fine. We play this. This is going to be on a 6, so 3, 4, 5, 6, passes. Mill 1, 2, 3, 4. Get +4 damage. We can stun them for 1 because it has stun. Then let's see here. Remove the top card of their deck. We just remove like a +2 block mod, whatever, +2. That's an 11 damage throw, so they take 6 more. So what, they've taken 12 so far. They can play another one, so 5, 6, 7. So 5, 6, 7, easy money. So then we can mill 4 for Goro. 1, 2, 3, 4, busted. All right.
So then we can stun them, this gets +4 damage. We can remove another card. Let's just say we didn't remove a card, whatever. Like it was a non-block, so it gets +0 damage. Sure, they take 5, so they took 6, 6, and 5. So that's what, 17? They've taken 17 so far. I don't know if they have another block. Whatever, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, busted. 7, 8, passes. So we're gonna do a couple things here. First, we're gonna mill for Goro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're gonna use Shokan Grab. We flip a foundation, search our deck for an attack, put it in our discard pile. Shuffle this up a little bit. Then we can use Energy Absorption. Go 1, 2, 3. Now, oh, this got +2 damage from Energy Absorption, 4 damage from Goro, so it's +6. Now we use its ability to count however many attacks we have. We have 1, 2, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. So +10 damage. So this thing is 20 damage. So they've taken 17, and then this is 3 high for 20. So that's like 27 damage if they block this, if they had enough to block this, 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 and this. So they had to add 4 blocks to block all this, so chances are they're dead. So yeah, that's kind of how the deck works. That was what, turn 3 or whatever, I think it was turn 3? Yeah, well, whatever. So yeah, this is a super strong deck. You just like pick up throws, mill cards, flip cards, and just kill the opponent. So yeah, it's a really cheap deck and it's pretty effective. So I recommend giving it a shot.
All right, everybody, that is my budget Goro deck. I'm gonna do more videos of this too, because a lot of people are wondering what kind of decks they can build on a budget. So I should make a playlist of like all these videos I have, all these decks that I have that are like under $40 or something like that. So there's a lot of them too. So yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'll make more decks and then show them to you guys. So yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time. We'll see you later.